Well, this has been an interesting few days. Hello, I'm Fino the Fox. My video about reaching the max level in Dark Souls without leaving the Undead Asylum has been met with positive praise, and I thank everyone who has enjoyed it. At one point, I was at the top of the hot section on r/Dark Souls. My post has reached 1.1 thousand upvotes, and I've equally amassed 1.1 thousand karma. I've never used Reddit, so I don't know what karma is, what to do with it, or how it's utilized, but thanks! It's a number on a website. In the comments I said that with enough interest, I might make videos for the other games in the series. Well, I'm happy to say that goal has certainly been met, so I've begun work on a Dark Souls 2 video. However, there's some things that need addressing from the original video, so I'm going to take the opportunity to do so here. Get ready, this will probably be significantly longer than the original video. First, I've seen some people jokingly state that someone will or should do this challenge someday. I feel like I should clarify the figure I got at the conclusion of the math segment of this video. 18.29 years was the best case scenario, assuming you did nothing but solid gameplay for that whole time. As I stated, no sleep, no work, no eating or using the bathroom or bathing, nothing like that. But what would be the real world implications of this? Let's pretend you're a professional streamer. You're getting paid to play Dark Souls and do this challenge. Now, because you're a professional streamer, you're doing a daily grind. No weekends off or vacations, holidays, anything like that, at the cost of personal relationships between you and everyone you know and love. You're going to stream this challenge 8 hours a day until it's done. How long will it take? Well, 24 hours a day, that's 66.66% of the day that you're not streaming. When trying to boost a figure using a percentage, you take the inverse of the percentage. This is something I actually already know how to do for my job, so I don't need to ask Visery for this one. Alright, so 18.29 divided by 0.33, that gives you 55.42 years. That's some steady employment. Anyway, yeah. When I posed the challenge at the end, it was in jest, as no one would likely take 18.29 years to do this. But now even more so, I feel confident saying no one will ever complete this challenge. Now I'll respond to some questions people had about the video and give some corrections, starting with the Reddit user Skralos, who asks,
"Forgive my nitpicking, but how is 241 months 18 years? 240 months alone is 20 years, right? You little bitch."
Excellent question, Skralos. You're exactly right. This was the result of a typo when typing using the numpad. It actually should have read 219, not 249. Although, in your question, you wrote 241, not 249, so it seems we're both guilty. While I'm at it, I'm going to nitpick myself and say I don't know why I decided to round up the hours and not any of the other numbers. I used Google to convert them all anyway, so it's not like I was having to do the math myself. It just looks dumb, but I was pretty ready to be done with this video after editing the math segment for so long. Next, Reddit user Hypnautilus asks,
Could parrying be faster than backstabbing? Looks like you bait out attacks anyway to backstab. Chills remove a few seconds per run, which would save at least a year.
The answer is maybe situationally. The undead have really slow attacks with a lot of lead-in time before the actual swing happens, which is when you can actually parry them. Then there's waiting for the actual riposte animation to finish. I'm pretty sure if I parried and riposted every enemy, it would take more time, but this is an opportunity to address something I forgot to address in the main video, which is that with the longsword, you will have to parry and riposte the undead soldier. A backstab isn't enough to kill them. This doesn't change anything in the video, as I already tested that you can get back to the bonfire in under a minute even with this consideration, which meant, yes, having to grind out this part a second time for a sub 1 minute run. In regards to what I said previously about the longsword backstabs not killing the undead soldier, Reddit user Agmentine asks,
What about strength dexterity scaling on the longsword damage?
You can't level up at the Asylum bonfires, and we aren't leaving the Asylum until we collect all the necessary souls, so our strength and dexterity won't be increasing. YouTube user Critical asks,
question, if you're doing this as a sorcerer, I'm wondering why you never mentioned using Soul Arrow for this challenge, as you start with it attuned and acquire a catalyst for it before Asylum Demon. This would partly circumvent the need for the longswords, as you wouldn't be 100% reliant on attacks that consume durability on a weapon. Jesus Christ, that one's tough.
I did briefly consider this when making the video. The problem is that you can't break the 150% threshold to get extra souls when using Soul Arrow. You can with Pyromancy though, not that that matters since we aren't playing a Pyromancer. Just thought I'd point that out. Anyway, the lack of those 4 extra souls from these 4 enemies would add up drastically over time, and since it's optimal to kill the undead soldiers since they drop almost as much as the other 4 enemies combined, you may as well pick up any longswords they drop to continue getting those backstabs. YouTube user Sakuga asks,
imagine if your save got corrupt after 18.28 years. Also, how long would it take to do this on New Game Plus 7?
First of all, let me clear up one thing. The max new game of Dark Souls is not New Game Plus 7, it's New Game Plus 6. It's the 7th playthrough of the game, but not New Game Plus 7. The only reason everyone thinks it's New Game Plus 7 is because MRL made a popular playthrough of the game at Soul Level 1 where he states he's on New Game Plus 7, and now everyone and their fucking mom thinks New Game Plus 7 is the max. Well, no, MRL, you stupid bitch, you're wrong. Every goddamn time someone opens up their mouth about New Game Plus, someone always mentions New Game Plus 7. I'm fucking sick of it. You single-handedly set back Dark Souls discussion with your vacuum of a brain. I wish you'd just own up to it, but you're too much of a coward, a tiny, insignificant speck of garbage who ruins shit for a decade and then disappears. If I ever see you making videos again, I will make it my mission to destroy you. Destroy you, your channel, and everything you stand for. You understand me? Fuck you! Fuck you! Anyway, back to the question. I don't really know what you're asking exactly. If you just want me to plug in the numbers, I can do that. We get 12,800 souls from Oscar, the Asylum Demon, and the Soul of a Lost Undead, 1,700 souls from the 4 Undead and the Undead Soldier. After doing all the math, the answer is it would take 16,592.5 hours. After all the conversions, you're looking at a little under 2 years of solid gameplay. No sleep or anything as with the original figure. With sleep and everything else, it's about 5.75 years. The problem is, what's the basis and limitations of these new additions to the challenge? For instance, do I have upgraded weapons now? My math was based on the answer being yes. If the answer is no, this will affect the amount of time this takes drastically. If I'm allowed to upgrade my weapons, what upgrade route are we doing? Do I have a repair box? If not, I'm going to have to continue grinding for longswords, but then do I have an upgrade box? If so, how much upgrade material do I have? You can see how this question starts to get messy when actually applied. Last question. YouTube user Yvonne Theo Dumas asks,
would you want to find out how long it would take if your duplication... oh, shit. Would you want to find out how long it would take if you duplication glitched that soul item? That sounds interesting as well.
What he's referring to is a glitch called quantity usage, which allows you to duplicate items and use 99 of them. The item gets used in doing so, but with a frame perfect input you can chain them. So if we assume you're an infallible robot, how many uses would it take to reach the maximum souls cap of 999,999,999? 200 souls multiplied by 99 gives you 19,800, so dividing 999,999,999 by 19,800, we get the number of uses, which is 50,506, with rounding. The time it takes to perform the animation is exactly 3.833 seconds. With some rounding, this is equivalent to 297,000 souls per minute, 17,820,000 souls per hour. You're looking at 56.12 hours to get to the souls cap, or 2.34 days, after which point you'd have to grind as usual since the Soul of a Lost Undead is now gone. Doing so would make this challenge take 9.83 years of constant gameplay in the best case scenario, or with the full-time streaming job stated earlier, a little under 30 years. Alright, that covers pretty much everything. Thanks again to Illusory Wall for helping me with Dark Souls debug and collecting data on the information for using the Soul of a Lost Undead, as well as Rithen for help with math during the last question, and for not allowing me to give half-assed explanations. I'd also like to thank Milk for being my voice actress for the questions. Recording those was a lot of fun. Like I said at the start of the video, the Dark Souls 2 video is already underway, so I hope you look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Check out my podcast. Shit. I don't know.